square when there is a negative in front, even if it's a -1, it still doesn't qualify for just getting started. You need to remove the -1. So first of all, we're going to just get rid of this 12, the c term again, by subtracting it from both sides. And we're going to have -x squared plus 4x equals -12. And now, since a is not 1, it's -1, we're going to factor out this negative. So we're going to be left with x squared minus 4x. Now remember, just like last time, what you're going to do is we're going to already add a -1 to the other side. So I'm going to write -1, and I'll put a little set of parentheses there. And this is so we can go about our business of completing the square. So now I'm going to take half of b and then square. So I'm going to add a -2 squared. I'm going to add it to the other side to keep it fair. So I'm going to add a 4. But remember, you didn't really add 4 to both sides. You added -4, which is why we have already written that -1 over there. We don't have to worry about remembering what to add. So now you want to write this as a perfect square trinomial. Now remember, x squared minus 4x minus 4, plus 4, is the same thing as x minus 2 squared, which is why we wrote it out in this form. So this becomes -x minus 2 squared. And let's clean up the other side. -12 minus 4. This is going to be -16. Now again, if you were completing the square so that you could write it in vertex form, you would have brought the 16 over, and now you would have a vertex that is at 2, 16. It opens down, and it's growing at a normal rate. So it is useful for that. But since we're using it for solving, let's isolate our x. So we're going to get rid of this negative now. This is going to go. I'm going to multiply both sides of this equation by -1, so that becomes a positive, and that becomes a positive 16. And I'm left with x minus 2 squared equals 16. And if you remember, we're going to take the square root of both sides. Remember to write a plus and minus. You've freed what's under the square root there. X minus 2 equals plus or minus 4. And then to solve, we're just going to bring the 2 to the other side by adding. And x will equal 2 plus 4. And x will also equal 2 minus 4, which are 6 and -2. I hope this helps. I'll set up one other video that you can use in case you're really struggling.